Hello, my name is Merk. This is my channel. Welcome. We've recently started a series called Libraries of Outlands, and it has to do with all the books available throughout the Outlands. We were going to do one video, but there's way too many books and it's going to take way too long, and the video would have been like 3 days long. So we decided to do one single video on each book that we could find. Maybe sometimes we'll combine it and have 2 or 3. We'll see. I want to briefly go over the basics for weapon and parry codexes. Again, codex allow players to enhance their weapon skills by leveling the codex stances, as well as unlocking finishers and abilities for their particular weapon skill. All this can be found, by the way, at the website shown above. Players are able to craft codices with the inscription skill. All codices are blessed and cannot be stolen. The fencing codex requires 80 skill points in tactics and fencing. This must be a printed 80, not increased through magic 80. Each character's codex profile is stored per character and not in the item. So each character has their own experience with that codex. You gotta have the codex in the backpack to level it and use it. You can't use weapon abilities and finishers on backstabs. You gain experience points towards your codex by killing creatures with a weapon type matching the codex. So all those staffs. So you can double click the codex and you can see the progress and the menus and all the things you need there. On the top half of the codex gump, you'll see the 5 stances that you can advance in. You click the large button next to each stance to activate it. The small button gives you information about each one, which we'll be going over for Arcane in this video. You can only have one active stance for each codex you have active. Every time you change a stance, it will cost you 3 mana. There's no cooldown. Each stance can be upgraded with upgrade points up to rank 7. There's a codex hotbar, and if you select the stance in that, whatever stance that you select in that hotbar will auto-renew, so it will reactivate every 10 seconds. When a player reaches rank 5 in any stance for a skill, it unlocks the ability to select a finisher. If you have a finisher active, these finishers are large-scale weapon hits, and they often deliver special effects, which we'll talk about. Each codex has 2 finishers that you can choose from, at no cost. You can only trigger 1 finisher on each mob. But if you have a boss type creature, you can trigger a finisher every 60 seconds. Exceptions to that will be included in the discipline aspect armor set. The finisher has tiers. Every time you reach rank 5 in a stance, you'll get the opportunity to increase your finisher. Each tier of finisher adds 2% more finisher chance. To occur is also scaled along with this weapon speed. The slower the weapon is, the more likely you are to hit it with a single swing. Each one of these codex has 3 weapon abilities that you can unlock and activate. It takes 50 points to unlock. Once unlocked, the lock symbol of the weapon is replaced with a large orb-shaped weapon ability button. In order for a player to perform weapon ability, the weapon ability meter must be full. All weapon abilities for players share the same weapon ability cooldown. Every 6 seconds, the player's weapon ability meter will fill by 10%, and by an additional 10% depending on your arms lore. This means that you can have 60-second cooldown, but can be decreased all the way down to 24 seconds. Once toggled, the weapon ability will trigger on the next melee hit a player lands, and the weapon meter will be reset, so it's controllable during combat. You can open a codex hotbar, which allows players to quickly change and view their stances, finishers, weapon abilities in one place, as well as set their stance to auto-renew or monitor the weapon ability meter. The codex hotbar can be accessed via the hotbar button at the bottom of the codex gump. Okay, so getting right into the Mace Codex. We'll first take a look at the stances here. The first one is aggressive. It increases damage by 5% per rank, but player takes 1% more damage per rank from all sources. Little trade-off. The next stance is defensive. Weapon swing increases your damage resistance by 4% per rank for 5 seconds. It doesn't stack. The cleave stance deals an additional 8% of damage per rank inflicted to a random target within 2-5 tiles. Next stance is wild swing. Increases damage by 8% per rank. Reduces accuracy by 2% per rank. Little trade-off. Last stance is Sunder. It increases pierce effects by an additional 5 armor reduction per rank, and increases damage by 4% per rank. Now the two finishers we have is Pulverize and Shatter. Pulverize inflicts 400% of weapon damage to target and applies a 5-second hinder effect, and the duration scales with the weapon's speed. The Shatter finisher inflicts 250% of damage to target. If a player has any pierce effects active on the target, the effects are cancelled, but damage is increased by an additional 350%. Now we have the 3 weapon abilities. We have Pummel, which for the next 15 seconds, each hit increases damage by 10%, scaled by weapon speed, up to a maximum of 40%. Then we have the Stun weapon ability. For the next 15 seconds, weapon specials will also apply a pierce effect divided by 10 seconds hinder to target. The last weapon ability is Smash, and each melee hit that triggers ability has its damage increased by 300%. Damage is further scaled by the weapon speed, but it has a 25% chance to instead inflict 1 damage. Now there are several aspects you can couple with this. Many work very well. We'll just have to get into that when we get into the aspects. And I'll try to start a series on that as soon as I get done with this Codex series, the libraries of Outlands. And thanks for checking out the video. I guess that's all for now. Like, share, subscribe, hit that post notification, and comment. Tell me what you think. Like it, don't like it. You know, what can I do better? Alright, I guess that's it. Thanks. Peace.